All right, let's talk about something that is, frankly, one of the most difficult and heart-wrenching challenges a family can go through: school refusal. It's this silent crisis that often plays out behind closed doors. But the good news is, there is a path toward understanding and, yes, even recovery.
You know, it almost never starts with a big explosion. It's usually something small, just like this quote says. This is from the story of a 10-year-old girl named Mila. Her parents first thought, oh, it's probably just a bug, a virus, but what seemed like a simple physical thing was actually the very first sign of a much, much deeper struggle.
And for Mila, it didn't stop with stomach aches. Pretty soon, those complaints turned into a total, silent refusal to even get out of bed. Mornings became a battleground. You can just imagine it, right? Arguments, rising tensions, and for her family, this overwhelming feeling of being completely powerless.
But here's the thing you have to understand. A struggle like this is never, ever just about the child. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples spread out, and that wave can feel, well, pretty devastating for every single person in the family, and even beyond.
So let's break down what's happening to the child in all this, because it's a huge internal battle. We're talking about intense anxiety, and it's not just in their head. It shows up as real physical stress. Those stomach aches and headaches, they are very real. This pulls them away from their friends, leading to social isolation, and this crushing feeling of failure just eats away at their self-confidence. And long-term, this isn't a small thing. It can pose a real risk for serious anxiety, depression, and can really get in the way of their development.
And for the parents, wow, the toll is just immense. I mean, you're walking on eggshells every single day, dealing with constant fights and just so much stress. And on top of that, you're wrestling with this overwhelming guilt and helplessness, asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? It can put a huge strain on a marriage, and honestly, it can lead to total burnout as the whole family starts to feel more and more isolated.
And those ripples just keep going, right? The whole family's normal routine, totally gone. Talking to the school becomes this super tense, difficult thing. And think about the siblings. They're often caught in the middle, suffering from all the tension and getting less attention. In the really tough cases, the whole relationship between the family and the school can just completely break down.
Okay, so we've painted a pretty tough picture, but this is the moment where things can start to change. This is the pivot. We have to completely reframe how we see this. This isn't about a bad kid being defiant. This is about a child who is desperately trying to tell us something, but they just don't have the words.
And here's the absolute key, the one thing you need to get. School refusal is a symptom. It's not the actual problem. It's a cry for help. It's a massive signal that the child just doesn't have the tools, the skills to cope with some underlying stress or anxiety. Let me say it again. It is not an act of defiance.
Think of it like this. We, as the adults, have to become translators. We have to learn a new language. The child is speaking in what we see on the surface. The no, the stomach aches, the headaches. But underneath all that, the real message, the one we need to hear, is something completely different. It's, I'm scared. It's, I'm so overwhelmed. Or maybe it's just, I literally don't know how to do this.
So if we're going to find a way out of this crisis, we have to stop thinking about it as a fight to be won. The real journey is about moving from conflict to skill. It's all about giving everyone, the child, the parents, the right tools to find their balance again.
And this really is a team effort. Everybody gets a new job description. For the child, the job is learning to connect those physical feelings, that stomach ache, to emotional words like I'm scared. For parents, the job is to listen for that hidden message and meet it with empathy, not anger. And for the school, their job is to see this as a call for help and offer support, not just make demands.
Okay, if you remember literally just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The number one absolute top focus has got to be on building skills. Forget just trying to manage the behavior. That's a temporary fix at best. We have to invest our energy into teaching the coping and learning skills that they're missing.
So what does that actually look like? What are these tools we're talking about? Well, it means giving them real, concrete strategies to manage their anxiety. It means teaching practical, everyday skills that maybe we take for granted, like how to mind map an idea or plan a project. And yeah, a lot of the time, it means bringing in a professional, a coach, or a therapist who can help them learn to reframe those overwhelming thoughts.
Look, a one-size-fits-all approach is just not going to work here. It's doomed from the start. The school has to become a real partner in this. That means being open to totally customized solutions, maybe even looking at different kinds of education models. It might be a gradual return to school or a hybrid model with some learning from home.
The key word here is flexibility.
I know this sounds like a really complex, painful journey. And it is, but it is not a dead end. Not at all. Recovery is absolutely possible. The solution is right there. It's in our ability to look past the symptoms, to see the child underneath, and to really invest in building their inner strength and their ability to learn.
So I want to leave you with something to think about, something you can take with you. As you go about your week, look around, maybe in your own family, maybe in your community. What's a signal of powerlessness you see in a child? And more importantly, what's one small learning strategy, one tool you could offer to help them find their footing again?